so much. The fountain of youth. Does it really exist? You know, at the end of the year, one of the normal things that we do is we reflect on the year, you know, those significant incidences. Maybe a birth of a child or a grandchild, maybe the loss of a loved one, maybe joining a community. And that's beautiful. And then often the next thought is, I'm getting older. Now, if you're under the age of 21, you're like, yes, I'm getting older. But then for the rest of us, it usually goes, crap, I'm getting older. I can't believe that. Where did all this time go? How is that possible? And I wonder perhaps that we are feeling a little fear of the loss of our vitality, the loss of our beauty. Maybe that time is running out and I only have a certain amount of time to use that potential because obviously it expires, but I was unaware of that. But we often think that our potential expires. And then I thought, wouldn't it be nice if we were always youthful, right? And I actually went here. This is in St. Augustine, Florida, which is the oldest city in the US. And supposedly this fountain of youth, legend has it, notice I have to go to legend, has it that Juan Ponce de Leon found this spring and christened it the Fountain of Youth. Now, he went on this journey because in his travels, the indigenous people were so much more vibrant and younger and youthful. And he figured it's gotta be the Fountain of Youth. And so I will go on this mission to find the fountain. So I'm gonna tell you that the Fountain of Youth is no place. There is no place that is the Fountain of Youth. The Fountain of Youth is a consciousness. So does the Fountain of Youth exist? I'm gonna say yes, wholeheartedly, it does. But why then do we have this fear of getting older? Did you know that there's actually a medical term? It's called geroscophobia. And yeah, I went on there to pronounce that correctly, by the way. I was like, what? And it's this abnormal, persistent fear of growing old. We get anxious about aging. We are concerned about our health. We worry about the loss of our looks, our independence, our vitality, and most of all, our confinement into a nursing home. Wow, where do we get that from? Where do we get those ideas from? As I was doing my research, I came across a story of a mother and daughter that were at the dermatologist office. And you know, often in the dermatology office, they have those now ads that are just running loop, 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 loop. And of course, there was a loop, loop, loop for Botox. So after the visit, the daughter is convinced that she needs to get Botox. The daughter is 16 years old, and the mother is considering it. Where do we get these beliefs from? Where do we get these beliefs from? And it's not a one-off, it's starting to be a trend. It's called teen toxing, is what it's called. Teen toxing. There is something about our society that venerates youth and everything else is not of value. We get that in our advertising, commercials, the Lifetime movies, right? All of those things that say once you're youthful and beautiful, then the world is yours. So what's the story that we tell ourselves? Do we tell ourselves that getting older is a burden? That getting older means I'm going to be decrepit, unwanted, unloved, unworthy, that my life is over? Because in Unity, we know that what the story is that we believe in becomes our reality. We know this. We teach this almost every Sunday. And yet, we are surprised when, we have those experiences. What are the stories that you're telling yourself? So I, of course, have a clip that I'm going to show you. And I want you to just check out and see, how does this person handle getting older?
Great. First I lose my strength, now I've gone mad.
I assure you, sir, your eyes do not deceive you.
Oh, he's a funny little thing. Boots and all, and a rat. With a saddle.
Galahad is no rat. He is the finest stable mouse in the land, and we have come here for your help.
I can't help you. I'm of no use to anyone. I can fix that.
You have my thanks, but your task is not over yet. Swiftly, Galahad!
Who's next?
What do you think? A renewed sense of being, wasn't it? Yeah. That blacksmith wasn't concerned about the aches and pains any longer, was he? He was focused on his task, his purpose. Wow. So I'm going to take it just a little deeper, because you know that's how I roll. Galahad, that was the best stable mouse ever. That was his name, right? And we know the name Galahad comes from the Arthurian legends, right? Of King Arthur and the Round Tables. Galahad was the purest knight, and he was destined to find the Holy Grail. Destined to find the Holy Grail. So if we look at this metaphysically, the blacksmith goes deep within his purest sense of being and accesses what is holy. What is holy? Now we know the Holy Grail, right? The Holy Grail has this mysticism around it that it has power and sacredness. And anyone who holds the Holy Grail can do amazing things. And in case you don't know where that comes from, it's supposed to be the chalice that Jesus used for his Last Supper, and then Arimathea captured his blood in on the cross when his side was pierced. So there's a legend around that. And the search continues. But in this, the search is within, is it not? Galahad, the inner wisdom within us, that pure night that knows its destiny, finds within itself what its holy purpose is, and renewed again. That, my friends, is the fountain of youth. Knowing what is holy within us, what is our soul's calling for us to do, and then we step into that. No longer concerned about time running out or how old we are. We then realize that age is just a number. It has no bearing on who and what I am or my potential. Wow. I got goosebumps from that in case you didn't. I'm enjoying the talk. That's okay. So we all want to be happy, right? And we think happiness resides in only the young. There was a study done in 2010. It was a pretty large study in the US, and the range of people that they did the survey with was from 18 to 85. And what they discovered is that 18 years old, when people are 18, they're at their happiest. My deduction for that is you're finally free from home. You are immortal. The world is your oyster. You believe the hype. You're ready to get out there. And then they showed there's a decline in happiness right after that, because you realize your myth is not what reality is. And then what was interesting is that at 53, there was a shift, a turning, where happiness started to increase. And they saw that at the age 73, there was the equal level of happiness with an 18-year-old. Yes. Yes, indeed. Now, several thoughts for that. Maybe by that point you realize who and what you are, what you don't have to do, what rules don't apply to you. And you're in the moment, enjoying life. Wow, I like that. I like that a lot. So the choice is ours. The choice is ours. Do we believe in the myth? The myth that says only young is capable. The myth is about limitations and barriers. The myth says that when I'm 17 years old, I need to know what career I'm going to have for the rest of my life. Right? The myth says that if I don't have a significant partner by the age of 30, I will never find happiness and have children. The myth is that by the age of 40, I have to reach my pinnacle or all is lost. Who makes up these rules? Or we have a choice. We can challenge that by using our own fountain of youth, finding our own holy grail and our purpose in life, and connecting. When I was 35, was my birthday, I sobbed the entire day. My best friend took me out to lunch, she took me out to like a psychic reading, and I just sobbed the entire day. Poor thing. She still loves me. Why? Good for her, right? Exactly. Why? Because my life was over. At 35, I believed my life was over. I had no prospects of a husband or a relationship. I was in between, didn't know where I was going to be career-wise. I felt like I wasn't living my potential, and my potential was gone. Gone. Wow. And then I woke up to the fountain of youth. And I have had the blessing of having so many different careers, so many different lives, serving people in so many different ways. I'm connected to people across a large spectrum. You see, when we start doing that whole, like, they're millennials and they're aliens, we have disconnected. We have disconnected, you know? But what keeps us young and engaged is, well, what's happening at 20s? What's happening in the 30-year-olds right now? Keeping ourselves fresh and in that moment. So my invitation to you is, get rid of the myth. Yes, the year is ending. It's been an interesting year. And you can decide right now, are you going to be youthful? Or are you going to sit there and be decrepit and say, life is over? I think this community, you're going to say, life is just starting right here and right now. And I'm going to go within. I'm going to find my holy purpose and grail. And I'm going to step out and do that. Happy Advent.